Alright, hello, welcome back to another F-45 tutorial in VTOL-VR. Today we're going to be covering air-to-air missiles and weapons employment. So I'll be going over the gun, I'll be going over the AIM 9 pluses, how to use them, the different modes, and the AIM 120s. So let's get right started. Not going to be as long a video today. This is a lot more simple. I will be going over some basic theory of how you want to use them, some HUD symbology of what you want to look for. So yeah, I'll see you when I get started up and got some enemies in front of me. Alright, hello, welcome back. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the symbology of enemies. So right now you can see there's a triangle with a line. So that little triangle with the line is telling me that the enemies are going, the line always points to which direction they're going. Then you'll see as I get behind them, it changes, so now it's telling me that they are in front of me and heading away from me, and if they were heading towards me, I'd be able to see a little line in the center of that triangle. So now you can see I've got my AIM 9 selected. Currently it is in head track mode, and I've also got trig uncage off. So you might be thinking, what the hell does that mean? So trig uncage, essentially, so right now my center bay is open where the AIM 9 is, because it's an internally mounted AIM 9. So if I go to my bay doors, you can see that door is open. But then if I turn trig uncaged off, then the bay door only opens when I hold the trigger. So now it's opened, now it's closed. So that's essentially what that does. So it's, if you're trying to be more stealthy, leaving trig uncaged on is better, but it also then takes longer to shoot. So then with the AIM 9, you can hear you've got that tone and it says shoot. And you can also see I've got the box there. So when that little chevron is pointing to the rectangle, that means I can shoot no matter what. But when it's in that upper chevron above that line, which is about in the middle, that means that I can only shoot if they're pointed towards me. If they're going away from me or if they're cold, then I can't shoot because the missile won't have enough energy. So let's line it up. Try and get as close to that dot. And I'm going to take this left one out. And then I hold the trigger and press B. So you can see it went for the right one there because they were so close that it couldn't distinguish the heat. So with trigger uncage off, I hold the trigger, it locks on, and then press B. So the weapon change button for you, whatever that may be. Cool, that's how we use AIM 9 pluses. So now let's try head track mode. So this is essentially the same as caged mode. You've also got a bunch of different modes. You've got vertical, so that just does that. Head track, and so here we are in head track. You can see, move my head around, lock it on, hold the trigger, now it's locked on, and weapon change, Fox 3, a 2. He dumps flares, and you see he dumped flares, and the AIM 9 missed. So that's a problem with AIM 9s, especially from behind. So now let's go over gun. So the gun automatically locks on. So now all I need to do is point that little circle, and I'm probably a bit too far. You see he's gone evasive. And that's another example of the enemy different shapes for different movements they're doing. So I come back. And the problem with this gun is it takes a little second to fire because the door has to open. But if I come here, boom, dead. It's pretty easy. It gets obviously a lot harder with a target that really doesn't want you to shoot them. And now the last thing we've got is the AIM 120s. They have no options. They're just, so you see now I've got my TSD. And I've got some a plane over here. These are ground targets. I've got a plane over here. All I need to do is, I'm using an index controller, so I have a joystick. So I just select over it, click in, and I'm looking to see, I'm a bit too far. My chevron's still in that outer range. I don't think that this will hit. So I'm going to get a bit closer, get a bit of height. And then that dot is telling me the perfect place to release my missile, so it'll have to do the least amount of maneuvering and waste the least amount of its own energy. So I'd say this is pretty good now. They're heading away from me, so I can't hit it. So if they're heading away from me, I need to wait for it to be in that inner box. That's what that means. This is a perfect example. So I need to try and gain up to them. Still, just as soon as I pass that line, I can shoot. Obviously, the higher I get, the further away I can launch from. So if I gain some more altitude on them, and now they are also turning, which is going to help. So you can see the line's coming down, it's coming down ever so slowly. Almost there. Then as soon as it gets in that inner box, I'm going to release. And then you can see I've got a T minus, so that's just how long till impact. And if they were heading straight towards me, I could launch at any point on this bar. And then you hear pitbull. That means that it's radar tracking. It's the AIM 120 has its own radar dish in its cone, so I can stop tracking and it can track itself. Oh, it missed. How very interesting. That doesn't happen very often. So we're still here. We'll try and point there. Fox 3. You can see there the radar and Splash Bandit. Perfect. So this is a good example of behind someone, he's in that box, shoot, and that should just about hit him. And in the missile automatically, it went pitbull straight away because we're quite close. So I can leave my radar, look at, maybe move across, go target this guy, Fox 3. And I can still see that missile's tracking. That one is too. That one went pitbull, so now I can leave it. That seemed to have hit some of his chaff, so he evaded. Let's look at this one, Splash Bandit. So that is the joy of the F-45. It's all about multitasking, really. Great situational awareness. I know he's there. Got him on data link. Gonna spike him, not radar lock him. So that is the joy with the F-45. So I've been Jack. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you in the next one, and I'll see you in the skies.